My name is Emmanuella Aston, and welcome to year 13 of my career Uncertainties.
Camera set, got the lights is the mic, okay? Yeah. All set, let's turn this thing up, like locked in love. Man, them turning the brightness up. Man, them put on the matching gloves, got the loved ones hooked on the focus low.
The first guest of the Light in Love podcast. Can we clap together?
Yay! That's me, guys. That's me.
Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Yes, girl.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
My name
Period.
is Emmanuella Aston. If you're not familiar with that name, you need to get familiar because we're taking on the world.
Yes.
I'm a lawyer and a cybersecurity policy analyst, and I'm honored to be here. Thank you guys for inviting me.
Thank you.
Did you hear what she said?
What did you say?
I'm a lawyer.
Eh.
So like, what do you do?
Emily, don't even come with it.
yeah,
You know the
yeah.
animal that you will lose the battle. You will lose that battle. Don't even start. But thank you so much for being a part of this episode. It's an honor to have you here.
Everybody
for
proud that
having
she's the
me.
first person.
Yeah, she's the first girl. Like,
Yay.
and the vibe is vibing. Like, I already know it's
my
going
eyes
to
on
be. A,
LIM.
Emily, please.
Guys, I don't understand.
Please.
It's more like people don't like me. I don't understand. I just want to tell you the first.
Okay.
No, it's
It's fine.
fine.
Emily,
No.
you the first day I set my eyes on you. That's what you told me. Everybody, the first day I set my eyes on you.
You're not faithful.
Like, no, the thing is
Like, you're
that she
not
should be happy she's
faithful.
not a man. Because if
Even
you're a
as a
man,
woman, she's not faithful.
but imagine using this as a pickup line. The
No,
first day, I'll
no.
first of all slap you
No,
first.
you
This is
guys
what I'm
just
holding.
wait now.
Wait
Yeah,
for
what I
what?
want to
Oh, yeah,
say.
say.
Okay,
But
sorry.
now you guys.
No, please.
I feel
go
so
on.
bad.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Emily, I beg. I mean, talking about first day setting their eyes on people.
Yeah.
Me and manhood is not cliche like you, but I think I've generally felt like Ella was a very smart person.
Yeah.
Like really articulate. Like, I mean, I'm one of the people that anytime they're looking for people to do stuff in church and like speak, I'm like, no, take Ella.
Nope.
Because it was very.
You really want setting
Yes,
me
now I didn't want to
up.
say. I did not
Now
see
I
Ella.
know my
Because
ups.
I feel like in church, like there's especially because we have a podcast, there's I'm like, mm-mm. So the moment it became like they shifted from us a bit and they're now looking for people, I'm like, this people are not seeing that this is
You should not
untapped.
see her,
This is
please.
untapped goal. Like she's so articulate. She speaks so well, and I think I really like generally like your point of view.
Yeah.
On topics, and that's why you're our
Yeah.
first guest
Yeah.
this episode.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
No, I have something to say. Why is it that when you go to Shalakwe to say, the first time I set my eyes on you,
She didn't
you
say the first time. She didn't say
No,
that.
but is that not what she said? No.
I said talking about that.
The first-
Then I went to
Okay,
the matter.
please, kindly set your eyes
No.
on me.
Oh yeah,
again.
Emily,
No,
please
no,
set your
no,
eyes on
I
Ella.
don't-
Emily, please set your eyes on
No,
us.
I don't know. What
I
I said
said
that pass.
You wanted
I'm
that you loved
sorry.
her. You loved her for the first day set your eyes on her.
Like, the first day I
Apologies.
set my eyes on Ella, I just knew that she was the right girl for me.
Okay, Jesus.
Okay, thank you. Moving on. Moving on. So today we're going
Yeah.
to be talking about careers.
Yeah. What happened to
I-
career?
We're literally going to be asking ourselves the question.
You should not ask me any question
The
about
quest-
career
the
because
golden
I'm
question.
the wrong person for career. No.
We're going to be asking ourselves
Nobody's
what-
wrong for career.
Ha.
Don't mind that. Someone that is
Oh,
doing
sorry,
30,
let me pull my therapist
30
card.
days. 30, please put on your therapist hat.
No,
we did
let
it.
me pull it.
We did it here. But I mean, we're going to be talking what are we doing with our lives? That's
What are we
that's the
doing?
question we're asking each other
Ah,
today. What are we
people.
actually doing with our lives, guys?
Ah.
What are you doing with your life? You did
What,
at me.
what am I doing with
What am
my
I
life?
doing with my life? So, let's start with Ella. Ella,
Ella,
what
what
are
do
you
I do
doing
with
with
your life?
As they say,
As they say.
this life is the pot of hot beans.
Ah,
Right?
Very hot.
What am I doing with my life?
Why beans though?
It takes longer to cook.
Oh, wow.
oh, okay. Actually, it takes longer to cook.
I don't know.
But at the end
That's
of
just
the
my
day,
idea.
after I finish cooking, it
They
goes soft.
sweet. And it goes soft
It goes
too.
soft
Ah,
and it goes
sweet.
sweet.
Smart.
So,
We didn't make
God.
mistake. we choose the right person.
pot of honey beans.
Hot pot of honey.
Honey beans. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
right?
Okay.
What am I doing in my life? I'd really like someone to come and tell me too because right now I'm short staffed. I need someone to come and tell me, Ella, what are you doing with your life? To be honest, I don't know, but I think over time I've gained clarity on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But clarity, it's a journey, it's not a destination. You feel like you have clarity in this area and then something happens and then you realize I'm back to being confused.
Yeah.
Right? So if you ask me what am I doing in my life, right now I'll tell you, I mean, we're talking about careers, right? I'll tell you, oh, I'm a lawyer, but I've now transitioned to cybersecurity space.
Okay.
And being in cybersecurity space has come with a lot of uncertainties. Like, there are many areas. Like, there are many different angles that you could explore. Then finding myself or finding my path down to a niche area like cyber diplomacy has been something that I didn't see coming at the beginning, but now that I'm here, it's another question. How do I get there?
Okay.
Right. So, Ella, what are you doing in real life? I didn't know. I didn't.
Didn't we all know? We didn't. Didn't we? But yeah, I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking about like you being a lawyer and transitioning into cybersecurity.
But how did it happen?
Before
I
you
just-
talk, let me tell you something. When I told Emily that about the episode, and I told Emily, I sent you obedience to Emily. Emily, the first question Emily asked me, say, wait, Ella, no, they do law again. I mean, Ella, no, be lawyer. I was like, Ella, did you hear the PN? That's exactly what she was saying. But yeah, like,
No.
she's like,
It's not my fault.
Ella, no, be lawyer again.
But it's a blend of everything, right?
Yeah.
So in getting to that destination, I've had to consider like my strengths, my weaknesses,
Yes.
what my foundation is, and how I can make the impact I want to.
Yes.
So cyber diplomacy is basically a blend of law,
Okay.
right? Cybersecurity, your basic cybersecurity knowledge, background, and then international relations.
Yeah.
And diplomacy in the long run. So it's just leveraging my strength to go after what I think I believe called to do, right? But like that what I want to do. So
Yeah.
I didn't live. I'm not living law, or I didn't live
You
law.
live
I'm
law,
still
yes.
lawyer.
You're
I'm
still a
cybersecurity
lawyer.
analyst
Yes.
and everything.
You need to practice law because I need a lawyer.
You should practice law because you need a lawyer.
I need a lawyer.
Let me just tell you.
Where
that
you should
if
go
you
to-
just pray you never get arrested, because the best thing I can do for you is bring beans to you in the prison. So
That part of beans that life is. That's what you.
just to remind
That's
you,
what you.
just to remind you that
Life is a part of
You guys
beans.
can see
soon
what
life
I'm
will be
going
soft.
through.
Life goes soft.
Lights go soft.
After like two
Hold
days.
on. Keep holding on. That's the plan.
Before we're
But
going
if
to
it was-
ask
if
you.
it was Shola, would it be
No, I
different?
mean, what do you mean?
Emily,
No,
you
no,
know
no,
you're my
no.
love. My baby.
Emily, please now, Emily, please. You know, but we're going to ask you soon about how it happened. Like, how do you actually like give us like backstory, right?
Yeah.
But before that, I want to address a very, this is a lifestyle podcast, a very common lifestyle thing that I think lawyers hate so much. What do you do when someone tells you, oh, thank God I have a lawyer friend now. Oh. Now I'm going to go and be committing crimes and I know that I have a lawyer. Would you say exactly what you just said to Emily?
That's exactly what
She'll say that.
That's what you
yes.
don't know.
I'm like, the best thing I can do for you is bring food for you in prison.
But why no?
Console you and everything.
Why no?
Because why do you want to go and crush? Like, what's in your body that wants to crush?
Because
your
we
body?
have you.
Okay.
Have God,
Yeah?
please.
No, we have God.
I have a
But
question.
it's more like God saying you to us.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ask me.
Should be a pharmacist.
Yes.
As a pharmacist now, why don't you guys start
God
doing
bless
anyhow?
you.
Because you have a pharmacist.
Why?
As a-
Oh,
Just
you
like
like
that,
eating
sign
anyhow.
out
I'm
of the
actually
road.
allowing mosquitoes to bite me because one day I was just like, shall I don't feel
I
alright.
love it. I actually love it. Continue. You know what? After you leave mosquito, go to the mountains. Or you go to the sea.
You know what she just reminded me of something my dad said. My dad will say, your jaw is falling, and I'm telling you to hold your jaw. Let me go and look for a rope to help you tie your jaw. You say, if you don't come fast, I'll leave the jaw. And you see my
it
jaw?
now.
Exactly.
Leave it
No,
now.
stay.
Body go tell you.
But it's so nice to know that I have a friend that is a lawyer. That's the
That is only
yeah.
nice. There's nothing like go and commit crime.
exactly.
Like it's just it's a very when I see people say I'm like, what are
But we
people
can
saying?
always look for trouble.
But it's
Imagine
funny, I
conductor
think
is
it's
not
just-
giving us our change. Could just give him.
You not call your lawyer friend.
So
But
me, I should come and fight for with conduct.
you just call your lawyer to advise you.
No, look
After
at me.
5 years.
No, just take a look at me. From
Are you guys
up
see what's
to
going
down.
Emily, I know you're a good person.
mind
But
them.
I
though,
apologize.
you remember Love in Every Word
Yeah.
when that girl's friend sued our friend's ex. Can you guys remember when she sued her friend's ex after the guy broke up? Like I think he squandered the money. Can't you guys remember Love in Every Word? Bam bam.
Oh yeah.
The movie
that
now where
yes.
a lawyer friend went to sue the ex. So I think
That
that's
guy is
where
very
it's,
silly.
that's where it can
Oh,
come
yeah,
in.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
where it can come
So
in.
you know,
Not
if I have one ex somewhere, you can actually come and see him.
For what? Like what exactly?
you do
But why do I have you ever?
Emily, okay.
No, no.
Let's move on.
Okay,
Emily
Let's-
is displaying
She
criminal
doesn't like, you don't
tendencies.
understand.
Oh.
You know, Sharon,
like,
she'll be
I
talking
don't
about
want to
how
pepper everybody
she'll be talking
that I
about how
have
she
it.
wants to beat people up on
You
this
can even
podcast.
say, oh,
How she wants to-
my lawyer friend, oh, now I'm going to buy land so that you get commission. Like
So you get-
proper things that you do. Oh, I want to incorporate a business. You
That's
want
why she's
commit
single.
crime.
Oh yeah. That's not. See, I'm not like that, guys.
Moving on from Emily's shenanigans, let's ask Ella, how did it happen? You know, where did you even like? What's cybersecurity? First of all, you need
I
to
don't
tell
even
us
know what that.
because I feel like I have an idea, but a
You
lot of
have an
people do not
idea?
know. Yeah, I do have an idea.
Yeah,
It's
of course.
as
We
simple
do
as
have an idea.
you have an idea, have you, Emily?
Yeah,
Yeah, what's cybersecurity? Emily?
What?
But tell us, you know, give us the history from when you were young to law to eventually cybersecurity. Give us the gist from the beginning.
Let me tell you, that just is long.
It's very long.
But I will share it.
Please share it.
So, as a child, I was the community newscaster. They used to call me radio without battery because I used to talk a lot. And like, so everybody just believed that you'll be like a newscaster. I'm like, oh, that's fine. That sounds nice because I see them on TV and they look cute. You do your hair, you do your makeup, and just read from your paper. Great. From that, there was also someone then that used to call me like a lawyer.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, I don't want to do that. But along the line, I changed my mind. I decided I wanted to be an air hostess because I used to dress really cute. I'll get to travel the world. Like, perfect plan. But what? There was no way I could tell that to Iela because, I mean, growing up, like, now people are saying, I'm in Texas, I'm in tech bro.
Yeah.
I'm working from home. And your parents are like, oh, my child is then. You're not mama doctor, you're not mama lawyer. Like, what are you doing with your life?
Literally.
Right? Air hostess. And I really wanted to do that for a long time, but I just couldn't. I just knew my parents would not get on board with that. Then after that, I had another phase. No, so I think there was this day where we're talking in class. This is the first time I'm going to say the background story of how I came to study law. And it will make me sound very unserious, but...
Carry on, don't worry, carry on.
So they were discussing in class. I think I was in SS2 or SS3. Everybody was asking each other, oh, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And everybody was talking. And so as the best student in art class now, I cannot forehand. Like, it has to be the biggest thing you can think of doing in art class at that time. I thought, I'm going to be a lawyer. And then that was it.
Yeah.
Like, I said it there, I didn't think about it, and then that was just it. And so when we were applying for, like, schools, putting in applications, my English teacher was very passionate about me, you know, studying English.
Okay.
And it was so bad big that when she saw my application form for JAM, she was actually upset. And I was confused. Like, exactly, like, why would you want me to study English? What would I do with it? I know now that there are very great career prospects from that. But at the time, I didn't know. And I'm like, why would you want me to study English?
Yeah.
But from her own understanding, or from teaching me for a very long time, she thinks, oh, you are very great at this.
Yes.
Right, so do this. I'm like, no, I don't. I want to study law. What was the reason? That's the biggest thing I can do now. Everybody has such high expectations of me.
Exactly.
And so, law. In terms of doing law, for a very long time I was confused. You know how you get admission into school year one and you're like, okay, you know when you're applying to school, to be honest, the priority is just to enter school.
Yes.
Whatever it is you want to study, I mean, there are people that have this thing figured out from young.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I admire you. Like, if you're one of those people that, like, when you were young, you just knew exactly what you wanted to.
Yeah, like me.
So I just happened to be able to do law because I had the grades and everything that I needed to do to get into school.
Yes.
Yeah. And so when I found myself there, I was kind of, I won't even say I was confused. I was confused because I didn't know what I was saying. But the structure that school gives kind of helped me go through that process without worrying too much. I just needed to have good grades, pass my classes, go to class. Like, I was doing all of those things. But, like, in year 4, so I've always been the group therapist, right? One of my friends or some of my friends will say that if they want to introduce me, they'll say, oh, this is Ella, she likes walking or talking or treating mad people. And I'm like, I don't even get why you guys say that. This is serious.
It's like, this is serious, so mad people.
I'm like, it's not your fault. It's because me, I'll take my time out to be listening to you and be advising you. Right? But, like, I actually really, at some point, was very fascinated by the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And I was studying it. And at that point, I said, you know what? After this law, I'll do my master's in psychology.
I was going to say that.
After law, right, and then I did law school, I was done. At that point, now, nobody's thinking that you don't know what you're doing. No. You've done 5 years and you've done 1 more year. Like, you know what you're doing. If you don't know it, you must know it. Like, you must actually just be on that path. But even while I was in school, I've always had it in mind that I don't want to work in a law firm.
Yeah.
I just knew, like, it was not just the path I wanted to. Yeah. I knew what I didn't want to do, but I didn't know what I
Wanted to do.
And so I held on to what I didn't want to do. So when we're in law school and people were like sending out applications, most times you send applications even before you write exams, so that just get a head start. I wasn't doing any of those things. I'm just like, I don't want to work in a law firm. Where do you want to work? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. Right. So after law school, I finished my bar finals like today. The next day I was going on to Twitter and I saw this application for EA. I just sent my CV and just forgot about it. The day I landed in Lagos was the day I got an email for the interview. Went for the interview, and that's how I found myself working in a tax advisory firm.
Okay.
Right? They were consultants to LIRS. And so from there, as EA, I transitioned to becoming a tax associate. And it was actually great, right? Although it required like accounting background that I didn't have much of, but like the structure, conducting audits, having to go to like top firms as their auditor. Like imagine you as an NYSC associate going to KPMG towards them. Like it offered me those kind of opportunities, right? But I even considered writing ICANN at some point just to like have a certification.
Background.
But along the line, I'm like, you know what, I'm not. This thing is not gelling. The accounting, why would I run away from science class all the while and then come here, right? So I moved from there to eventually getting another role. And it was working my current role that I discovered cybersecurity. I discovered it in the course of a research for a proposal, a project I was writing for someone. And then I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting. And then I started researching on it. So one thing I didn't do was just jump into cybersecurity. Like every other thing that I used to do. What I did was that I actually took like a foundational unpaid free course to see if I had an interest in it, because I've spent too many times thinking of the many things I want to do. And so this time I've decided that if at this point I want to do something different from law, I have to be sure that it's something I'm passionate about. And so when I finished that transitional course, I'm like, I find this really interesting. But like every other thing, you then decide what area.
Yeah.
Like how do I position myself? And I think that was one thing that pushed me to cybersecurity. It wasn't that I was leaving law. It was that I needed to find a niche area where I could build myself in and establish my brand. I was somewhere where someone was talking about having a blue sea, right? The blue sea being an area or niche of new opportunities that the future has, not necessarily the Red Sea where you have so many people fighting for limited opportunities.
Yeah.
So many areas are saturated. You're thinking of tax for tax lawyers. And then if you talk about tech is wide. So what exactly? So most times when I say transition into cybersecurity, it doesn't sound right because I'm not necessarily transitioning. I'm just niching down to a specific legal area because law, which is why I'm very grateful for my legal background regardless of where I go, because law affords you the opportunity to be anywhere.
Yes.
Like, there is no sector or area that is not regulated by the law. So I had to take advantage of that opportunity. So where's the future going? Where's the world going in the nearest future? Found cybersecurity. In cybersecurity, many areas. You get to be a SOC analyst. Like, there's so many things to do. So what was my passion? Like, what do I enjoy doing? I enjoy writing. I enjoy talking. I enjoy advocating for things that I'm passionate about. And then just knowing what I want, like the things I'm passionate about, the things I'm good at, where I want to go, and how to merge them is how I was eventually able to arrive at cyber diplomacy, because it factors in everything that I would enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Speaking, writing, advocacy, policy drafting, all of those things that I enjoy doing.
Right.
And I'll be able to do it and then I got to see the impact, especially in the international law space, right? And how, I think the thing that even made me more passionate about it is how oblivious we are to the fact that the world could end in a split second just because of a cybersecurity incident, right? I remember that time when we had that money scarcity, cash scarcity. Everybody's apps was crashing. And that was not even an attack.
Yes, no.
And it felt like we're living in hell. imagine that there's a proper cyber attack. All this one that they're saying, oh, this country is doing this. Imagine Russia launches an attack at the US. The rest of us are going down. Right, so it's very critical. It's a life and death thing.
Yeah.
But people, maybe because it's not a medical thing, like,
It's not life threatening. Like you've not seen it yet.
Threat is not as imminent
Yes.
as people, and I think there's also that part, people not understanding how scary or how much impact it can have.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, that's how I found my way down to cybersecurity, and I think I finally found that something I'm willing to do for a long time.
Yeah. For now.
That's a story.
No, for now, not
For you
for
want it to be
now,
for
or
a
you
long
want
time
to do
for
it
now.
for a very long time.
So I personally have a belief, or I'm an advocate of, or I personally believe that I'm not meant to do one thing for the rest of my life.
For now.
Period.
But I think that everything I do will
It's
be
connected.
connected.
Definitely.
Yes. So
Definitely.
So I'm not trying to box myself and say this is where I was. But for now, I want to put down enough roots that the name, it's like Rihanna, put in enough time to sow the seed and build like a very solid reputation in music. And just walked away from it to start a beauty brand. Right? And that beauty brand is blooming, right? Majorly, like, the influence from her music brand is what has influenced the beauty brand.
Yes.
So you could actually move to something entirely different. But you would have established
Exactly. So
yourself.
it's like you've proved yourself already.
Yes.
There's nothing to prove. You have your brand already. Like you've literally like done it all. So even if you say bye bye today, your brand is your brand.
will
Your
still
brand, and
work
that's
for
what
you,
like
yeah.
now works for you. Like that's a story.
That's a
That's a story, and it's a
But-
very intelligent one. Very
Yeah,
interesting
but I
one.
have a question here.
Yeah.
How many years did you spend in school? Wait, in Nigeria, how many years you lost?
That's like 5
5
years.
years.
Uni, but then COVID, 1 extra year, then law school.
That's wait.
It seems like she has done so
Wait,
much.
after
Abi.
university
Yeah.
for
No.
5 years.
Yes, you go to law
You
school.
go to law school now, do 1 extra year. Yeah.
Oh, that's 6 years.
Yeah, but
COVID
because-
like 7.
That's
COVID
7
happened.
years. After 7 years, you now woke up one day and say, "Mommy and Daddy, I don't think I want to do law."
that's why I just explained, like,
How do
and
you
it's
do- how
still
do they
there.
take
Did
it?
they take it?
So, the very funny thing when it comes to academics, my parents are a very huge advocate of you go wherever, like, you'll be fine,
Yeah.
Okay.
and you will do exactly what God wants you to do.
Yeah.
Because I remember after that COVID period, we were home for a while, and then went back to school my final year. I remember calling my parent. I came home one day, and then I was crying, and my daddy was so shocked. He was so scared because he has never really seen me cry.
Yeah.
I'm the hard girl of the house.
Oh, wow.
And you guys,
Okay.
nobody sees it, but I'm the hard girl of the house. So my dad was like, "What's going on?" I think so many thoughts must have gone through his head. Is she pregnant? Like, what could possibly make her cry, right? I'm like, I feel like I'm going to fail my final year. No reason. We're not started writing exam. We're just resumed school. But
Yeah.
we've been so home from school. Like, we've been away from school for so long. I'm like,
yeah.
For a
I
year.
don't know. Like, will I still be able to pass, right? And he looked at me like, okay, if you fail, we'll just renew the rent for your hostel and pay for your school fees. Like, we'll just renew your hostel rent. Because he probably thought, of course, like, he probably thought, like, is it the hostel fee? Ooh, like, we'll pay it back. So my parents just don't believe that it has to be a specific path. They believe that you would,
That's a dada.
as long as you are in alignment, or you'll be whatever God wants
That's
you to be.
great.
I think that's the summary of
Yeah.
how they view those things. So if you say, oh, I've done this year in school, as long as you're not stealing and you're not wasting your time, they
Yeah.
see me working. And even now, I've not fully started working in the way I want to work in
Yeah.
cybersecurity space, but they see me working. I was working when I was in uni. Like, I had like jobs like EA roles, writing. I had competitions that I did well, and then when I came back from law school, right, the next day, like 2 days after I resumed work, and everyone was like, rest. So they've seen that I'm not. It's not like I'm a lazy
person. So it's just like, yeah.
Exactly. It's not like I'm a lazy person or anything. So they just trust that I know what I'm doing.
What you're doing. That's really.
That's smart, actually. I want
That's
to
a
be
great
that
parent.
kind of parent.
Yeah, that's
I
really
just
great
have to.
parents, right?
Yeah.
But you know what I want to ask is that definitely the way your parents have raised you, it is one of the reasons why you were able to one of the reasons, the major reason why you were able to transition so easily without like the fear of, there's a fear of uncertainty. What if I don't? Do you understand? What happens if my mates have gone behind doing firm law and they're earning millions, and then me, I'm here in a new space? Like, what if this space does not even like gain traction like that? Would you say like your parents raising you that way was like a major influence on that decision?
To a large extent, yeah. But I don't think I took or I'm taking any risk.
Okay.
I'm working. I'm towing both lines right now.
Okay. So you're
It's
doing
not
law.
like yes. So
Yeah.
like I'm still a lawyer where I work, and I'm just adding the cybersecurity knowledge to be able to achieve my long-term goal. So it's not like I've fully left law.
Okay.
I think, but I even think that if I decide that I'm leaving law, and then I want to sit at home and study cybersecurity, my parents will be fine with it. So let's say for example, my brother, like my immediate senior brother, studied political science.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, I don't know what you want to do with this, because you're not interested in being a politician. Like,
Yeah.
not exactly. I mean, their knowledge as to what you can do, like the vast opportunities in this space, is limited. So they're like, what can you really do with this? Well, what do you? Right, when my brother finished, of course, then there's the process of trying to decide what would I actually do. So there was a period where my brother he was working, but not a job that would pay you enough. And then he was, learning software engineering.
Yeah.
Right. All of those things. And he eventually got a break and got this wonderful opportunity. And then now he has done how he's dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Not from her own perspective of, my mom was thinking, like, my mom is calling,
okay?
Are you okay? Like,
oh my God, that's
right,
so nice.
Are you okay? So I don't think, my parents think that you would make it regardless of where you find yourself, as long as that's where God wants you to be. Mm-hmm. And so even if that's a process for you,
that is amazing. Like, that is really, like, I love it that we can see how important the parents' perspective is to this. Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of people are like there's this fear that after all the suffering, my mama don't suffer, right? I'll not come and tell her, I don't want to do this, I have passion in this, I have a calling in this. And they're like, calling where?
But I'm trying to imagine how my parents would react if I was transitioning from law to music. And I can't.
Do you get it?
No, do you know the funny thing? I feel like my mom might get on board if it's Christian music. She's like, oh, praise the Lord. She still sends me messages and say, oh, I remember when you were in the children's choir. I'm like, I'm not in the choir anymore.
No, if it's like you were leaving law to music, like, not that you are doing law and you're doing music. You know
that's
that
what I'm saying now. No, I'm saying it's Christian music. My mom will say, oh, you're doing the work of God. And she could still be fine with it.
Are you serious?
But she just never deal with you, you're dancing, backroom or
But like, this is so nice. But do you think that you being a last born is also
she's the last one.
Does he have? Yeah, she's the last one.
I'm the last one.
I'm the last one. You don't go to now.
You don't know now.
Last one station. That's why we are all talking.
Last one they pay.
It's a pay in case my sister is watching this.
So for the firstborns and for the for other children, especially the firstborns, there's a standard that you need to behold, right? You need to be the doctor in the family. You need to be the lawyer, right? So I feel like our parents are really much more experimental with them, right? But like for lastborns, do you have firstborns and secondborns that can stand in a gap and like give you some money, even if you are still trying to figure your life? What role do you think that played for you?
To be honest, I don't think so in my family. I think that, so for example, like I explained, my immediate senior brother had a phase where he was home. Yeah. And I think in that phase or in that period, he got something from my dad. I won't call it an allowance. Yes. Kind of like an allowance, but I think my mom would have pitched in a lot because, she was worried. Yes. And maybe my senior brother, like the firstborn. But he got to do that transition, right? So that's him. For the firstborn, to be honest, I actually don't think so, too. For him, I mean, he studied accounting, and it's something he actually liked doing. Right. So he did his work, and my brother schooled in Ghana. Okay. Right? I'm the only one that schooled here. My parents just didn't want me to go there. But there was a ritual when you get to SS2, you're going to Ghana to complete your
Okay.
education and then uni. Right, so when my brother came back from Ghana to Nigeria, I think for maybe the first or his second job, my dad like was very instrumental in helping him get it.
Yeah.
Then my memory is kind of hazy, so I'm not even sure how accurate it is. But I think that for the first year he started working, he wasn't earning a lot, and so my dad still used to give him like transport or allowance or something.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's because I'm the
The
last,
last one, yes.
I think
Like, there's that
it's
base.
easier because that I'm the last one because I have that extra help.
Yes.
But not because there would have been any pressure
Any
from my
problem?
parents
Yes.
on the others.
Yeah. So it's
I
just the
get-
extra help.
yes, the
Yes.
extra help.
That's nice. Well, this is really nice. Emily, do you want to tell us your own story? I want to hear your own.
Why is she laughing?
My story.
Yes.
Emily,
Your
please.
career.
What is your career situation? Where did you
story.
start from? Where are you now? Where are you going to? Emily, please tell them that one about your sister. The reason why you didn't study because you wanted to study. So start from the beginning.
So,
Because Emily's story is very, of course, we all know how Emily's story is. Continue, oh yeah.
no, my story is very pure and straightforward.
Very.
When they gave birth to me, I just knew that, I wanted to go this way, this direction, and that's where we're going to. And God forgive me for lying on the podcast. But my case has been different though. Because growing up, everybody has been saying, okay, this girl talk too much, and I love music so much.
I'm passing the
Why
title
is everybody
of
talking too
radio-
much?
radio
Like, why are we
without
all
bashing,
talking too
I'm
much on this
passing the title to
podcast?
you.
And my dad
It's
was
your
like,
turn.
do you know that you'll be good in that TV? I'm like, yeah. So there's this lady that I just love her. And then there's this guy that, God forgive me, I was very young, but I love his voice. And then I will actually sit on that radio because we had this radio.
Yeah.
And I just want to be listening to him talking, even though I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But I just love the way he was talking. I'm like, okay, since my dad said I can do this, I think I can. But later, when I now got to JS1,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not sure I want to do this. But for the sake that I can actually sit down and talk to people for a very long time.
Yes.
I just feel relieved, and it's not like I'm under any pressure doing it. I'm
Yes.
like, nah, I think it's counseling I want to do.
Yeah.
And my
Counseling.
dad
She will be laughing at that patient.
my dad like, counseling. I say yes. Only for me to travel, and my sister got admission before me, my elder sister, and she went to go and do counseling. I was like, I stopped talking to my sister for a very long time because of
Wait,
that.
so did they say it's one per family?
You know, concern me. I was like,
Emily's was like too much.
you stole my
But wait,
idea.
did she know that you wanted to do counseling though?
I didn't see. I was angry with my sister for a
Did
very long
she
time.
know that you wanted to do counseling?
Yeah, I think she did, but she just got after we've settled this talk. She was like, I didn't know. It's always mass comm that me. I heard you saying, I want to be a journalist, a newscaster, and stuff like that. But counseling, it was not. It was more like they forced her to do the counseling
Who
because
forced her?
I think my dad. You know when you.
So why you angry with your sister and not your dad? The
I
sister not your
don't
dad?
know. It was after. It was like
I still
5
don't
Okay, it was
understand.
recently that she just
Yeah, it
told
was
you
Is
recently.
there
that.
a quota for each family?
I
for
don't know.
counselors? Like,
If she do counseling, she do
It
counseling.
was
Yeah, you
more
become a
like
family
that
of
was my line.
counselors.
She was. I think it was commercial.
Like she stole it.
She was a commercial student. I think there's commercial student. Yeah.
Yes.
So it has nothing to do with counseling at all. It has nothing to do with she wanting to be a musician or
Yes.
anything, and that's what I wanted to do. Before I said I wanted to be a doctor, my dad said, okay, no problem, I'll take you to the hospital since you've never been sick before, you've never gone to the hospital before. When I got to the hospital, I was sick.
Emily, please. Emily,
Oh, no, I
please.
can relate to that. I actually hate
sick.
going to the hospitals. It makes me feel sick.
And then
Right.
I started crying for someone
Oh, yeah,
that was
sorry,
sick.
pharmacist.
And my dad was like, why are you crying? The doctor was like, because he was a doctor, like a family friend.
Yeah.
And he was like, please take her out. Shebi is doctor that you want to become. I was
Yes.
like, so why you not crying for this
Just
sick
be a
patient?
prayer
Yeah.
I was
Sorry.
like, no, me, I don't want again. No, I don't want again. Let me just come and go and do the one that only for me to get to know that okay, my sister has gotten admission to UBA Zaria or something, and then she's studying counseling.
Counseling.
I was like, okay, so you stole my idea, you stole my dream. I do not want to study it again. My dad now asked me what you want to study. I said mass comm and journalism. He now said, are you sure? I said, yes. I think that's the only thing that I can do, yeah? after school, if not even after school, inside the school, I was like, no, I want to switch your daddy. I think I want to do something else. He was like, well, I was like, I think tourism would do better for me. My dad would be like, give me reason why you want to switch. I'm like, I just like, imagine me traveling, having fun.
You just
and
like
stuff.
it.
Yeah, I just
at
like
some point
it.
that was my dream.
You see?
Travel the world and
I'm
write
not
about
doing
it.
I just write about it, and do more vlog and stuff.
Yeah.
My dad was like, I say, okay. So he was like, do you know what? Since you're already in 300 level, finish this one. When you're done,
That's
you will
parent
now.
scope.
Your dad is smart.
Parent scope.
He's so smart.
Because you're not going
Yes,
anywhere.
going
So
where?
after you're done, we'll now figure out what you want to do next. Don't worry, that's not. If it's masters or you want to do another 100 level, we can actually do it. Money is not the issue.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. When I was done, I said, no, I don't want to do it again.
Nah, you want to man's waste
I
money.
don't want to do it again. He was like, okay, when you're done, just. I didn't want to move back to Nigeria. I spent like 5 years there. Later he was like, come and serve now. After that one, we know what's next. I say, no, I don't want to serve because that NYC is stress. So later after school, and I asked myself, what am I actually doing with my life? Because even in that period, I was not satisfied with myself. I was not feeling like.
But what were you working? What were you working at that point in time?
Oh, I was writing for human beings.
Okay, right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was working in like more of doing accounting for people.
Okay.
Like just for
small
money,
also, yes,
but I
yes.
wasn't fulfilled doing any
Yes.
of them. I was like that, you know what? When I now moved back to Nigeria, me and my sister, we now had issue. I was like, I really want to do this counseling by force by fire. I don't even care if you're doing it.
Yes.
So like, no, this counseling that she read, or it was by mistake. That was the only admission that was available. It's not like she wanted to do it.
Can you imagine?
I was like,
So we just wasted
I was
years
like, you know what? Because I think because of that, I left Nigeria because it was hard for me to get admission or stuff. I didn't even write jam. I was so angry and I just had to leave. I said I didn't want to study here in Nigeria, and then I got the opportunity to like travel out. And
Travel out to where?
Just like that.
Should I wait? Travel out to where?
Like travel out of my state
To where?
to another state.
Where's the state?
Like Lagos.
Hey, every say that travel. I think say that Canada she go. Continue. I'm not gonna talk anything. Just
It's not
continue.
even the way she said it.
Travel.
She is that
Travel. If you go Canada, what you go talk? Continue.
So you see, I actually decided to like, and that's what I've been doing. This, even though
That's counseling.
Yeah, because I found it is purpose aligning. Even though we've been running from purpose, but
Stubbornness.
Leave them.
Stubborn kid.
You stubborn.
When does
Allow.
content creator? I'm stubborn. When does content creator come in all these? Because that's what you're doing currently. How did you enter there? You just saw it
I
too.
promise you. I think it's because of the money. Somebody just said, fine girl, you can't talk too much. Or why haven't you started content creator? And almost everyone in my family like, and she this one is clown.
Okay.
So start content creating now.
Why don't you just do comedy as one? Stand-up comedy or
I
something.
don't know. I
They
was
say you should stand up. If there's a body.
like, I would think about it.
Yeah,
Everything
think
I'm
about
seeing
Because
about
this
it.
your
let me tell
30 days of content creation. If you like say no, the jail. Maybe you should do 30 days of comedy.
Explore everything.
Yes,
Explore. Do
I
some
do
things
believe
for the
that.
plot.
Yes, for
Do
the
some things
plot.
For the plot. Not everything will be a career.
I
Some things will
am.
be passion. Some things
Yeah.
Do
will be.
you get? Do you get?
And even when I finish, I came home. I said, Daddy, it's nails I want to do. I want to go and learn how to fix
So your
nails.
dad is very patient.
Do you understand?
Very
He
patient.
said, are you okay with it? I said, yes. He said, oh, yeah, no problem. Shobi, is it me that is giving you money? I said, no, I have sisters. So my sisters pay for my nails. After I was done, my dad said, you don't finish. I said, yes. So are we opening?
Are you opening shop? Because I remember Emily telling me she does nails. I'm
I
like,
said, no, Daddy, my
Instagram
waist,
page, come.
my waist will pay me. That nails is not for me. It's just for maybe when I have a shop next time. I already have the idea of, okay, you can do this. This is straight. This is not straight. But for me to go and sit down and fix someone else, it's not me.
God.
He was like, at least you're
You're supposed to
doing
knock
this.
you.
He was like, at least you're doing
Not
this.
wasting time.
This
Content
now. I say content is for brand. I'm not doing content for myself.
Myself, yeah.
Most of the brand I'm working with, they don't even want you to add it to your portfolio. So it's
Are
more
you
like
serious?
So you have to like
Wow.
sign
That's-
some deals.
Wow, why?
That's brands for you. So your face will not even show. Just
Yeah,
like,
your first not sure, but like it's still the work I
work.
created.
yeah. So you can't. Even
But do they
add
pay
it.
you
They
the value
pay-
of that?
Yeah.
if they pay the value of your work without your face.
No, in Nigeria they pay value.
It's like that's why I'm asking.
I'll just be like, yeah, whatever. But even if I add it to my portfolio, you're not gonna know. Because it's other brand that will come and view what I've done.
Yes.
It's not like they are going to message this person and say, hi, has Emily worked with you guys before? Because I already have the receipts and everything. But I just feel this life, everybody goes there, right?
So relaxing. So you're now from all like the counseling that you always wanted, you now went still back to the counseling. You're now like square one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But it took a lot of courage for you to go back to counseling, because I feel like because of shame, some people will be like, I've already left something. Let me just leave it alone.
Yeah, I think people always think like it's too late to start.
Yes.
And then most times I'm like, the next best time to start what you didn't start before is like
now. Yeah.
Like, just do it, because I saw something somewhere, time will still pass whether or not you
But I know to do it.
True.
So you might as well do it. And if you do it and you feel like this, at least you have the experience.
Yes.
You enjoy it. Me, there are things that may have gist about that, but just things that I even tried, just dabbled in.
For the plots.
I'm still open to try.
I think
a lot of
that's
things.
one mantra I always have with my friend. And I think it even comes with, don't do that, but it even comes with relationships. There's some things that would just say, you know what, babe, so this thing for the plot now. But you know, there's a way you don't do plot relationship or you enter such trouble. But you get what I'm saying? There's a way you. So like, you know, there's some relationships you just be like, okay, let me talk to this person for the plot. Let me
let's just vibe.
Let's
with a man.
A man
want
now.
to vibe.
There's men, there's women, there's different things.
Cockroaches.
there's even it can even be a friend. It can be someone
You
that
just vibe.
you don't know.
Let's see where it goes.
For the plot.
Yeah. Oh, the plot.
It was just a cute, funny mantra. Actually.
No, actually,
it was just a
I
cute
think
mantra.
that. I mean, I don't see whether it's bad or not, but personally, I think I'm very protective of my space. Not just relationship wise, like not romantic relationship, but like even friendship.
So I think we should just do some things for the plots.
So what about
Just
you?
for the plot.
We want to hear your story because you can't
Career wise,
Yeah.
do a lot of things.
Do a lot of
lot of
things,
things,
but not relationship wise. Don't try it though.
relationship-wise.
But do it career wise for the plot.
What's
but,
your story?
But my story, I feel like everybody here, I was also a talkative. Right? I used to talk a lot.
True.
Right? Yeah. This is literally the perfect true. And we're all last born. I think it's the last born thing to be talking a lot.
I'm not the last born. I'm
What
just
are you?
the last
Oh, God, go
girl
sit down,
in my
Jerry.
family.
Go
Like
sit
I
down.
have younger
Go sit down.
men, boys.
But yeah, I stay like out being a talkative,
Yeah,
right?
we know,
Very
no.
expressive.
You show me.
Radio without battery.
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
give all of you the tag.
Thank you.
I can't
My
get
brother
that
is called me Elojo Wewe. That's what he's called me. That means
Where?
like someone that talks too much.
Oh,
Elojo
wow.
Wewe. I don't even know what that means, but talks too
Yeah.
much. So
I know what it means.
it's like
Where is small
small talk.
small talk.
But I don't like small talk. Funny how?
No, you like small
Oh, this
talk.
one
I
that
don't
I
like
did
small
now
talk.
Oh
is
no,
big
you
big
do.
talk.
Oh no, you do.
Like I hate how are you? I'm fine. I hate those. That's small talk.
Is
Oh,
that
I actually
small
thrive
talk
on
now?
those.
Are you
That's where my
serious?
therapist self
Ah,
comes.
no,
Like,
no,
how
no,
are
no,
you
no.
actually
I'm actually
doing?
asking. How are you?
But that's not
First
small
time.
talk.
Are
How are
you-
you actually doing? It's not small talk. Oh. Small talk is how are you? I'm fine. Are you good? I'm good. That's small talk. No, small talk is not therapy. I try on therapy too. I like all those kind of things, but
Yeah.
I noticed that it's very, very draining. Like it's very can take
you're done,
stuff
it's
from
more
you.
like they
Yes,
transfer.
they just dump stuff on you. But basically, so I mean, my own newscasting stuff.
Yeah.
This is so funny because we have similar stories. So when I was in primary school,
Yeah.
I think I was head girl or something like in my second primary school. So we had like this. You guys know KKB show.
Yeah.
But it wasn't KKB show. It was another one. There was another one. I can't remember the name anymore, but it was something like KBB show. They used to go around secondary schools. But I think this one was creative.
Was it me now, friend?
I can't remember the name of
Nina
the
Friends is
people.
different from KKB show.
But it was something like
Right?
KBB show. Yes, it is.
Nina Friends is like a series, like all the series. like
Yes.
a show.
This one, like, they will go around secondary schools.
Okay.
They will get people to, like, read stories,
Yeah.
get people to act drama, get people to... So those different things, right? So they took me in to say a story. So that's they say the Sleeping Beauty story, right? And I think we spoke, right? And they were like, oh, that they really like the way I'm speaking and all, but the only problem was that I had H factor.
Oh,
They were like, I have H factor. so
That's so wrong of them.
that was the first time. I was really young when I was in primary school. That was the first time I knew what H factor was. Like my Odua ancestors, they came for me.
Thing.
It's
not
Oduduwa.
Yoruba, I'm not even Nigerian, but it slips out sometimes. Maybe I've stayed with you guys for too long.
You're not Nigerian.
Yeah.
You not understand why we're doing introduction. Do you know that I was not Nigerian?
You're from. Oh,
Where are you from?
she actually said
Ghana.
You're from
She said Ghana.
yeah.
She said she's Ghana.
Oh.
But like none of your parents are Nigerian.
No.
Oh.
How do did you not know that? I knew she said they used to
now
go to
if my-
school in
if my brother
Ghana, but I
marry
didn't
you,
know.
will they have like green passport?
Please.
Okay.
But he sleeps out sometimes. I agree with you.
Yeah,
but
like,
I think they used to make it a very
I'm not from your
Yoruba.
lineage, Otuwa, please free me.
They play.
Me.
I don't know how to connect like
I'm
this.
not
But yeah, so they used to tell. They just told me that it's so they try to correct it, right? So they
Yeah.
usually like I intentionally was trying to like correct
Yeah.
it, right? But they really liked the way I was speaking. So I remember very well. I
Smart
spoke
kids.
like I read the Sleeping Beauty story.
Okay.
So that day of the recording, they were I think they had people like some people did not come or something like that. So they just gave me like more and more
nice.
right things to say and read. So we're talking on TV. So it was like TV actually got like casted on TV, and then people would like message me. Till today, I'm not seeing that video, but every time people were telling me, "Shut up, you're seeing you on TV. You were speaking so good. This, right?" So everybody was my family members, even my principal in secondary school, like everybody just saw it on TV, right? So like I had like my first TV moment, right? So everybody felt
Superstar.
like, everybody felt like, okay, should I wait like that? So that was but I never thought I was going to be a presenter.
Okay.
I never thought I'd be a podcaster, to be honest. At that point, I just felt like, okay, it's just one of those things. Like I was just on TV,
Just
right?
fun.
Just one of those things, right? So that was where that conversation ended. So obviously in school, I used to sing. I used to be like lead children choir. I
Wow.
used to dance with people. I used to dance as
But you
fast. I
still
told you that.
dance.
Hey, do you used to dance like that?
You know what this reminds me of? There was this day Milo came to my school,
Yeah.
and then they called us to come and dance, and then they played Awilo. Oh my God, I boogied down. No, you had to see me dancing Awilo Lokumba, and then I won. They gave me these flags, this cute Milo flags.
That's so nice.
And then when I went home, and then my mom was like, "Oh, I said I won this." They said, "What did you do?" I said, "I answered questions because I dare not
You want
say."
to like you dance
I dare not say I danced.
Oh,
To
my
what?
mommy knew. Everybody
Did
knew.
you dance to Christian song, or you want to tell my mommy dance to Awilo?
Well, I think I was a bit more liberal in my family.
no,
Like my
not
mommy
my
was
mom.
Christian, but she just left us to enjoy. Like at parties, I remember that song Allergy. I was just there was one move like this. Just do it.
That's that
Everybody,
song.
everybody would just
Your
scatter.
parents
Everybody.
I listened to that song.
No, I was a child. Like me and my cousin would at weddings, like they'll be spraying
swag,
us.
yeah.
I remember they were telling us that now we are doing shy that before any wedding like this we have come to the dance. But I used to dance too. So there were a lot of things that I could do, right? And then I went to secondary school. GS3 came. Are you going to be in science class? Guess why I entered science class, guys?
Why?
They placed me there.
Oh yeah, they
Oh,
did that
yeah,
thing in
they
my
always
school.
They placed me there.
But no, they actually placed me in science class too.
You changed, so I didn't change.
No, I went to my principal to tell her I'm not doing
Yeah,
science.
so people
no,
were able
we
to
placed
change.
based on your grade. I
Yeah.
said, you can tell me what
Yes.
I go
So
do.
that's
no.
another thing about like I was going to say, as I'm saying my story, I'll be saying like some things that I want us to talk about. How like the Nigerian system is very weird, because why are you going to be placing people like when they are even if you want to do placements, why are you not placing with people's passions, with people's like this person, her strengths, you are being her teacher.
Yeah.
Why would you just go and check? Okay, if you are the smartest in class, go to science class. If you are the dumbest,
I
go
think
to
that's
that's
actually
weird.
what they use, and that's what
To
is
pull
even
you
wrong.
in.
Because
Yeah.
it's actually your
Yes.
strength. Your grades are strong. That's why that's what they use. But it shouldn't. I think there's also the fact that the passion that we're talking about fluctuates. Like is that what we're just talking about?
It fluctuates.
Yes,
So,
so-
if I wanted to do music now,
Me, I feel like they would not even have accepted if they didn't even see that my maths grade was not as strong as others.
true.
So I was not good at maths. So what do you want me to be doing in science class?
True,
and,
true.
And I was not even in a space where I really wanted to even learn
True,
at the time.
true,
Now I
true,
need to
true.
learn, but yeah.
True, but yeah, like we got placed, right? All of us got placed. So I was like, so there was that you changing. You were very, very sure of it. I was confused. I was like, do I change? Do I not change? Like, what exactly should I do, right? And I just did not change. Sorry, guys. I was a coward. I couldn't. So I really wanted to go to art class. At a point, I wanted to be a banker because my dad was a banker, right? So I wanted to carry the energy. But I was like, hey, come on. I don't like all these accounting things. I'm like, so I was very, very, very confused, right? So now I shall enter science class. I stayed there. Now it's time to choose what to do. They just sat me down. They said 3 options: medicine, nursing, or
What?
pharmacy.
Wow.
And it was sensible to me because they were like, they explained to me that there's no job in Nigeria.
There's no job.
That you have to choose out of this.
Yeah.
That's what will give you job. And it made sense to me because I'm like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't want to
does
start looking
make
for a job up and down, right? So, and I'm like, I can
mean,
do
at
it.
the
Something I
time.
know I'm something. I said medicine. I said, I'm not going to do it. I said, Mom, even if you rule like this, I'm not going to do medicine. I can't be a doctor because, like you said, I don't like hospitals. I don't like to spend in hospitals, and right, I don't like blood. I don't like all those kind of things. And I think I thought I was a little bit empathetic to do medicine, right? So I'm like nursing. I don't like their uniform. I don't like their white uniform. I'm telling you, I make career choice. So I was like pharmacy. So then the pharmacist came.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, there are 3 different aspects. Can do industry, community, hospital. So I was like, okay, I don't have to work in an hospital, right? They said you don't have to work in an hospital. Okay, if I'm not staying in an hospital, let me do pharmacy. It seemed a bit more like large, right? More. So I chose pharmacy. I got it. Like it was. I even got like the exact thing in pharmacy, like the exact grade, right? And doing pharmacy, I started interacting with people, talking to people. People like, okay, Shalakwe, you talk a lot now. You do this a lot. Like, why don't you try to be a podcaster? I started my podcast, like off gist of people. I started my podcast. Next thing, there was also the point of tech.
Oh my God, the
Tech
tech
came in.
wave.
I'm like, okay, and that was,
The
you know what,
tech
tech came
wave.
in COVID, right? So I'm like, tech is here. Like, it looks like
I
something I can
forgot
do. What
that
can
I
I
dabbled
do?
into that
Do you
briefly.
get? So
I
I think I tried product designing. I tried product
tried
management.
product- I tried product management and project
And I'm like,
management.
see now. I still don't know what to do with my life, but I mean, right now, like you said, I believe that every single thing that we're doing, they are all related. Because I feel like at my core, I'm a talkative. I like to listen to people. I like to be, diplomatic in a way. I like to put things together. So I think at the end of the day, everything relates. So I don't really feel like I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I feel like I don't know what I'm
It's
in my
a
life, yeah,
process.
but it's still a process. Like at least
Yeah,
at the end of
it's
the
a
day,
process.
I'm getting it there. How do you guys think that young people can navigate the fear of actually step? Because now, imagine, I know one of my friends was telling me that, do you think the work you are doing is like that podcast? The work I'm doing like that podcast that you're doing. So how do you think people can, navigate going through a whole new career like without fear and actually doing great at it? Like how do you navigate through career transitions? Let's give that to Ella.
So, for career transitions, I don't think that you can ever get rid of the fear factor,
Yes.
right? Because like every other thing in life, it comes with uncertainty.
Yes.
But if there's one thing that I personally feel like God has been teaching me lately is that trusting a process or trusting Him is
Yes.
not the absence of fear, but moving despite the fear.
Yes.
If you keep waiting for that fear to dissipate, it's not going to go.
Yes.
It's still going to be there, and so you're going to have to make that choice. But most times, I saw this technique or thing somewhere, and I feel like people should try it out. I think in the course of talking about all our career choices and how we've gotten to the point we currently are, it can come off to some people like, oh, you stumbled, and you just found yourself here. But realistically, we have made conscious or unconscious intentional or unintentional choices
Yes.
that brought us to this point. And so making a career decision is a very conscious effort.
Yes.
And so I tend to ask people to think of 3 things, or ask themselves 3 questions. What do you enjoy doing?
Okay.
Right? What do you enjoy? What are the things you enjoy doing? What are the things you're good at?
Yeah.
There are things you enjoy doing, you're not good at. There are things you're good at, you don't
You don't
enjoy
enjoy
doing.
doing, yes.
How can you merge both? And then research what industries can you bring that skill,
Value, yes.
that value, that vibe, and everything that you have.
True.
Because to be honest, the corporate world right now has moved from beyond just your CV or what you know. It's more skills based, and
Value
apart
are you
from even
bringing?
skills, you see things like personality hires, right?
Yes.
There are people that say, "Oh, this person is a personality hire." Like everything that you have makes you unique and stand out.
Yes.
But you need to be able to sell it. So figure out where you can sell it, how you can polish your experience, your skill, the things you enjoy doing that you think is rubbish. Like this podcast thing that we're doing now, didn't we have YouTubers back in the day? And everybody thought they were on serious people that were just
Yes.
like you actually, and then you need to be true to yourself. Right? What you want to do might not make sense to anybody else. Then YouTube, you're not serious with your life.
Yes.
Now we have podcasters, YouTubers making so much money.
Yes.
Right? So you need to be true to yourself. What exactly do I really want to do?
Yeah.
Aside anybody else. I mean, you have to navigate those aspects.
Yes.
But aside that, what do you really want to do?
I think thank you very much for that, Ella.
Yeah.
I think that's what exactly do you really want to do. It doesn't even have to be a career. So it's like, what do I want to do? I want to heal people, to be honest. I want to talk to people and minister healing to them, right? And I do that even in pharmacy. Like, I see people come to my pharmacy, like, and get drugs, and I'm cracking jokes with them, and they're living happier, and I'm fulfilled. So if you have like a purpose, like, just what is your core, right? Any career, like you said, that you find yourself in, you'll be able to walk around what your core purpose is, right? So I feel like if you're there right now and you're trying to figure out what exactly you're doing in your life and you don't know what you're doing, it's fine. You can do a million, like we've mentioned, a million things now that we have done, but know your core. What do I enjoy doing the most? What is something I can do without flinching? And how does that help the greater good, like, of people? Because if it helps the greater good of people, it's easier to be steadfast in it. Because another thing is patience. Patience to seeing it through, like the YouTubers that you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, the greater good. People have different objectives at the end of the day. Some
Yeah.
people's goal is to make money.
To make money.
So us, the greater good. But I
Yes.
think that I read one book, Ikigai, right? It's essentially about the reason or the call for living.
Yes.
And I think that everybody needs to find that Ikigai, what makes them tick. And for some people, I don't know about you, but for me, it can just only be found in God.
Yes.
That's what I believe, and that's where I find my ikigai. That's where I find my reason for living.
Yes.
So if you find out, it's not easy to navigate the rest. It's just starting point, but at least it gives you
You
a
have like a
sense
foundation,
of purpose.
yes, and sense of purpose. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
So it's okay to make mistakes.
Period.
And
Period.
don't
make
forget
lots
that,
of
yeah.
them.
For the plot. For the plot.
Don't mind Shara.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
We've come to the end of the episode.
Yes.
Emily, help us close. Give
No,
us closing
Ella,
prayer.
help us close.
What do you want?
I don't know
What do you
what
want
to say.
Give us closing prayer, Joe.
Closing prayer.
I'm just joking, but you know what I'm talking about.
Prayer in Jesus' name. Don't forget to like, subscribe,
Thank you.
drop a comment, share to your friends. Please help us and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Thank you
now.
very much.
And it's Light
We
in
just
Love
dropped gems.
podcast.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Emily, do we have something for Ella?
No, we don't have anything for Ella. Oh. Let me tell you guys, Ella has been attacking me. Give me reason.
We do have something for
It's
Ella.
gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice.
do have-
Okay.
we do have-
Okay. We
Emily.
do have something for Ella.
Where's
Don't
what we have for
worry.
Ella?
Oh,
Emily?
we have something.
Emily, go and bring it.
Okay.
So as Emily, sorry, it's we're already done. As Emily like brings what we have for Ella. Ella, what is your song of the week? What song are you feeling right now?
Sorry. What song am I feeling? This song. It will be many.
Okay, we will be many. Please help us play it. But why are you feeling the song? Just vibes.
Because we've been many
it's a
that will-
commitment and an allegiance. It's a pledge.
You are pledging.
That we are pledging and then we are begging God that as we're alleging, like, I'll just be mercy on us.
This is God looking at you. Oh, you're part of them. Okay. By the time I make you my strongest soldier now. Thank you. But we do have something for you, Ella. Thank you very much.
By the power invested in me.
Period.
As the daughter of the Messiah. God.
Hallelujah.
On behalf of Light in Love podcast. We want to dedicate this.
Thank you so much
We
for
know that
coming.
it's small, but thank
We
you.
really
this is so
appreciate
cute.
you.
Thank
Really
you
appreciate
guys. If you guys really want to see what's in it, like, subscribe.
Like, subscribe, you'll
Yeah,
see. Thank you.
exactly.
Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye, guys. Have fun. Have a nice
Bye.
week. Bye, guys.
By faith, not by sight. Just love our works, not my mind.